If you're old enough to go kill for your country or potentially die for your country, you're old enough to smoke a joint. I'm here because of cannabis saved my life. Saved my life. Not me personally. It saved the First Lady, the 38th First Lady of Minnesota, about 10 years ago, developed late in life seizure disorder. My wife of 47 years was seizing 2 to 3 times a week. And I'm dead serious on this. These seizures were nothing to laugh at. You hold the person, you're helpless. You make sure they're breathing and they don't swallow their tongue. 2 to 3 times a week, my wife is doing this. We went to the doctors. They put her on one seizure medicine. Didn't work, horrible side effects. A second seizure medicine. Didn't work, horrible side effects. A third seizure medicine. Didn't work, horrible side effects. A fourth seizure medicine. Did not work, horrible side effects. In desperation, I have a home in Mexico and friends in Colorado. We drove to Colorado. And I'll add, she had a seizure the night before we got to Colorado in the motel. We got to Colorado, our friends had the legal cards, they went and illegally bought for her 3 drops under the tongue. I can tell you from that day forward, my wife, the First Lady of Minnesota, has not had a seizure since. Now, what did it cost me? They had to send me illegally the marijuana from Colorado to Minnesota. I broke the law. But in this case, it was a choice, my wife or Minnesota law. And in the words of Dirty Harry Callahan, the law's wrong. That's what I had to go through, my family. She's been on medical marijuana since. When it got legalized here, she was one of the first to get it. And she's now in pill form, but here's the problem. It is so restrictive in Minnesota, it costs $600 a month. Healthcare won't pay for what works. They'll pay for all this crap that didn't work, all the drugs that didn't work, that didn't stop the seizures, but they will not pay for what works, and that is the cannabis. Let me say this, tell you this, why do you think government is so hated today? They're hated because of hypocrisy. And this is a great one I'm going to hit you with here. I suffer from post-traumatic stress today. You know what it's from? I'm a Vietnam veteran. Because at 18 years old, I went in the United States Navy. At 19 years old, I was trained in the most physical we have in the military. That is the United States Navy SEAL team. I then deployed at age 20 for 9 months in Vietnam and Southeast Asia. I came back from deployment 20 years old. I'd been back 1 week. True story. I went into my executive officer and I demanded to be sent back to Vietnam immediately. He told me you can't. Navy regulations say you have to spend at least 6 months out of the combat zone before you can go back into it again. Then he asked the question, what's the problem? I said, the problem is this, sir. I said, over in Vietnam, I'm a man. I come back home to my country and I'm a child. I can't go up on Orange Avenue and drink a beer. I can't even vote for who sent me to Vietnam, because this was 1971 and it was a 21-year age voting rule then. So I was a child sent to war. Isn't that child abuse? Our country, you're acknowledging, and you got these experts, oh, marijuana, they can use it at age 25. Well, my news for you is this. If you're old enough to go kill for your country or potentially die for your country, you're old enough to smoke a joint.